To start this assignment, we went to the GitHub website that was provided and we downloaded all the files that were located there in a zip format onto our local machine. And for item 2, it asks us to upload the tux.ppm file to our REPL account. And I have a screenshot that shows it in my file folder. Item 3 asks us to execute and explain what this command did, which was the head command. What this one does is takes the tux.ppm file that we have and breaks up into its header. And similar with the fourth item, it's doing the same thing, except it's breaking it out into its header and body files. So we have two separate ones. So that way we can further on and go on doing and encrypt the body. Item 5 asks us to execute and explain what this next sequence of commands did, which is shown in this screenshot, the output that was given from the command. But the command was an OpenSSL in ENC with the AES 128 ECB, no salt pass with the password of ITS is great, with the in file of tux.body, and the output file will be tux.body.ecb. So what this is doing, it will take the tux.body file here and encrypt it using the AES 128 ECB algorithm using no salt, and it uses a password which was ITS is great, and the output of this whole command will go into the file tux.body.ecb. And then in the sixth item here, it asks us to use the next command, which is cat tux.header tux.body.ecb greater than tux.ecb.ppm. What this one does here, it concatenates the tux.header and tux.body.ecb into one file, which will be named tux.ecb.ppm. And item 7 here asks us to, based on what we had learned about the ppm file format, explain why it is necessary to run the head, tail, and cat commands and not just simply encrypt the whole original file that was given to us from the GitHub. And this is necessary because the ppm file format, you want to encrypt just the body of the file and not the header and change that data that's in there. So it's necessary to break it up in order to do that. Item 8 asks us to download our encrypted tux file and use a ppm viewer to demonstrate what it's showing. And my screenshot here shows that my file tux.ecb.ppm in this ppm viewer. Item 9 asks us to, using the file from homework 4, file 20 megabytes, .txt, encrypt it using the following ciphers: ds-ed, ds3, and aes-128-ecb. And I have 3 different screenshots here that show the one from ds-ed, one from ds3, and then another from AES-128-ecb. Item 10 asks us to, using all those files that we did in the previous homework, encrypt them using all the same algorithms that were used in the previous item, which was ds-ed, ds3, and AES-128-ecb. Run those like we did and get the real time and compare them. And my graph shows here the comparison of all of these files being encrypted. You can see number 5 here is the biggest file, 100 megabytes, and number 1, it was the smallest. You can see, as you would expect, the 5th 100 megabyte file has the highest times, real times associated, but the AES 128 ECB kind of has a lower overall real time among all of the files.